Alright guys, we are live playing some more RimWorld. As usual, I swear to God I'm so addicted to this. The auto hosts for today are Itchya, Blue Crazy, Mike Fozzie, 98, Blazing Gecko 45, Kazeroff, Grub Killer, Chicago Rustet, Box McCloud, and Zen Frox. Thank you guys for the auto hosts. So, oh crap, wrong button. I'm beginning to understand that I'm probably going to have to finish up this game soon. As in, actually build the ship, which is a shame because I just like my colonies to like burn and die eventually. I prefer the crash and burn approach, but that's just me. I know you guys like to see actual winning of things, so that's what we'll try to do. And here we are. It's gonna need a fairly large ship to deal with all these people, right? Well, I feel like at least a couple of them are going to die in defense. But the two that I'm going to make sure don't is Mr. Coin and Princess. Falcon, them are the two people that I want to stay alive. Hello, Heather, welcome to the stream. Guys, I'm a little bit... I don't know what I am anymore. I'm tired. I know that much. But I've got a monster, so... that should wear off pretty quickly. One sec, I think I forgot. How are you doing, Hev? I think I forgot to ask. So I said we are live, but I've not advertised it anywhere apart from my Discord, so we'll see how that goes, right? Oh, some bunnies. Hunty. Don't know what happened to these animals, but seems like free food is free food, right? It's cold enough out there. Still ill but have eaten, so see how it goes. I hope you feel better. My partner's actually ill behind me as well, so if you hear any coughing or things in the stream, I apologise, guys. I feel sorry for you, Elk. Oh! Uranium slug 2. The head shot off. Head is shot off in one hit. Nice. If I was correct, we got like a crap ton of uranium here, right? We got like 700 odd uranium, so I'm not all that bothered about burning through some. Remember, we can buy these things as well. And it does come in ore form, and meteorite can bring in things like that. So, we'll see how it goes. So what have you been up to today? Anything, or...? There we go. And we will mine out these things. Just trying to focus on little things like food and oranges. I'm sure you'll be alright. Just take things slowly and do like one at a time and all that bullshit. You know what I mean, right? We have a raid at Frost Peak. Whereabouts are they? So they're likely to hit here somewhere. Now the turrets up here will cover a lot of it, so let's bring everyone down to defend. Not bad, not bad. And Twitch is playing up for me again. Oh no, they're going round. Well, let's pop them up here somewhere. I don't know. Eclipse. Power wise, we're still like positive. Mr. Coin is down, what? And he's back up. Guys are fleed. Right, so that was a complete fuck up on my part. Alright, autumn and winter though. The one day where the weather seemed nice. You're ill. Yeah. Can you prioritize hauling that, please? And can everyone who's injured report to the hospital? Not much. I went to the shop, got something to eat, got an energy drink because, well, energy drinks are like life for me. But not much apart from that. Tried to deal with the issues I had yesterday. I still not dealt with them, by the way, guys. My display port just doesn't want to work now. But I don't know if it's the monitor of the display port, the display port cable I own, or if it's something to do with the display port on this graphics card. Because this monitor over HDMI to the system is fine. So I need somebody else I know with display port monitor to give us a hand. But I don't know anybody else with a display port monitor. So yeah. Not sure what to do. I can get rid of that. So the fire foam popper once again did its job. And that's why I like them. Especially in greenhouses, because greenhouses can go up in a matter of seconds and you're a bit fucked after that. I mean, it's not too bad once you have a stock of food built up, but, you know, before that moment. Did I post on Discord? Because no different Discord has come here. By the way, guys, once again, if you hear coughing or thing in the background, my partner's ill and is in bed. I'm not going to kick her out of bed, am I? Right, go to the living room while I stream, woman. I'm not going to be like that. That's not who I am. They can stay in bed. It's their bed as well. You know. Bulk goods trader. Who's our best warden? Zombie boy. He's not injured. Zombie boy. Oh, zombie boy. Yeah, exactly. Everybody gets ill. You just gotta kind of deal with it. Let's see. First of all, I'm going to trade you like. I'm gonna ask for all your components. What does that leave us? 1600 in there. And sell you like all of that crap. The thing is, at the moment, guys, I'm running a little bit of a test with Twitch. I know for a fact that 3 people are watching the stream right now, but Twitch is saying 2. I know for a fact that 3 people are watching the stream. Teacher were the most inconsiderate ones for that. Yeah. But yeah, like, I know that when you click on this on the stream, it says 3 viewers, but the dashboard is saying 2, and the dashboard is what Twitch takes the info from. And things like that just irritate me, you know. It's like, Twitch, lad, just get off your ass and actually work. So we'll see how that goes long term. But I've always wondered, if Twitch pays partners based on like views of ads. I'm not a partner, I'm an affiliate, so it's not that important for me. And they're saying you're averaging less views than what you are. Does that mean you get paid less? And if so, has no one ever really looked into that? If I sell 1700, 1800 rice, and we can sell like 1000 cloth, right? And then go back down to like 1500 rice, because rice is quite an important thing for us, for more than just food. Getting components, and it's all I really care about. Well, no, they would get paid less. You are paid going off your viewership. So if Twitch is saying your viewership is, say, 10% less than what it realistically is, I mean, in my situation, it's 30% less. But if it says 10% less, that's 10% less than paying partners. Doesn't sound like a lot, but if you're paying it thousands and thousands of dollars to 100 partners, you kind of get the idea, right? You guys don't kick off and you're fine because, well, Quite a few turrets about. And we bought enough stuff to build there should be enough in this grid to power another 2 turrets. In fact, there is easily enough. Chucking 2 more turrets down. The more turrets we have, the easier life is. Moisture pump. Miscellaneous. I want to be able to start building a wall all the way down. So let's build 2 like that. Because Hev, when you click on like the screen where it pops up at the bottom saying number of viewers, are you seeing 3 there? Because I'm only seeing 2 on the dashboard. I'm just doing a bit of research at the moment. I'm trying to work out how Twitch decides this. Because I understand that when you click on the list, there's usually like 5 or 6 people on the list, but half of them you can clearly tell is bots. Like Electrical Skateboard watches. Oh, where did that open here? Electrical Skateboard is a bot what watches basically every stream, and I believe it's one of the Streamlabs or Stream Elements, one of those services. I believe it's the bot, which makes sense. They got to keep an eye on the stream somehow. So it's not that I got an issue with bots in it, but so I'm guessing them not showing it all is some kind of anti-botting system, and it kind of watches behavior and works out what's a bot and what's not. I don't know. Hello Chloe, welcome to the stream. We're just talking about the discrepancies in Twitch viewership versus what you get in your analytics. How are you doing today? Have you planted here yet? Is none of you guys on plant work? Oh, Mr. Coin's in bed ill. Right, let's Comrade, do you want to build it? Do you want to grow? Right. Somebody gotta grow out of that. How are you doing today, Chloe? Did you manage to build your ship and get it taken off? Also, by the way, Chloe, my partner, that's still the advanced components, but they take a while to build. Oh, don't I know it. My partner is ill in bed behind me, so if you hear coughing and things like that, please forgive me, but that's just the way life is, right? People get ill. So my defense grid is coming online pretty well. I might chuck another uranium turret over here just to cover like this approach, just in case. We got moisture pumps because I want to build a solid wall behind here, right to the sea. Because I'm gonna be building. I don't know how much space. How much space do you need to build a ship? Because at the moment I kind of assigned this area. Is that enough, or do I need more? But is he actually the illest? They're not too bad. It's just, I think they're on the downward trend of being ill. Like, obviously when you first get ill you feel okay but a bit down, and then you crash slowly down to feeling like you might die, and then you plateau for a bit and then you get better. That's kind of how most illnesses go. They're on the downward trend at the moment. They'll get worse before they get better. They're actually listening to me here, so... Oh, are you? Never mind. So it's kind of funny because they kind of look horrified right now, if I'm being honest. I give it like a 6 out of 10 for how horrified they look right now. How you doing, Mr. Hawk, anyway? You're not ill, are you? Everybody seems to be ill at the moment. It's funny, guys, because I'm currently streaming next to my computer, and the side glass, the panel, is off my computer because I'm still trying to find out what happened yesterday and fix that issue. But exception, fuck me, you're becoming a good miner. Does having bionic arms make you a faster miner, guys? I'm doing alright, Jen, going to work today. Any particular reason, Mr. Hawk, of your dread of work? Are you just averse to work, or is there a reason why? Is something going on at work? So inside my mine is in my 15. I'm going to build another 2 of these. I don't want my guys getting hypothermia whilst mining. It would make sense if it did. What? Did what? I'm confused. I'd much rather streaming. Ah, makes sense. Wouldn't we all? Luckily, my job is at home, so every now and then I have to run off mid-stream. Although I'm fairly good at not needing to, and go and sort out what I do at home, because I'm a full-time carer, guys, for those of you who don't know. I feel like I brag about it, so I don't like talking too much about it, but I look after my mum, who is unwell, and sometimes I have to go and make her food or drink, help her up off the couch to go to the bathroom, things like that. So sometimes I say be right back. Hell, sometimes I say I'm going to the toilet, but I'm not. I'm going helping my mum. But it's just easier for the average person to understand going to the toilet. But I do also need the toilet a lot. I swear to God, my bladder is like the size of a Brazil nut or something. My schedule is 8. It's 11, 8, and my roommate is home by the time I get home, so I can't stream after work. Then stream before work. Go to sleep earlier. Right? Wake up earlier and stream before work. I stream twice a day, broken into 2 to 3 hour segments, because that means I've got time to go and make lunch and dinners and do all my curing needs and things at home. And that's the reasoning behind my kind of weird schedule. We've all got a lot of... I was talking about this, was it last stream or the stream before? I think it was the early stream on... So it would have been the stream before last. I was talking about this, was saying some people seem to forget that streamers are just real normal people who decide to get behind the keyboard or camera or whatever. I feel like some people forget that sometimes and not expect that we're superhuman and we don't have anything going on in our lives, but in actuality we do. Obviously. Do we not get any steel back for deconstructing conduit? Well, I'm just going to leave it in place then. And that's a weird concept, is you see it with celebrities a lot as well, and there's that disconnection between the fact that they're a real person and they have real life problems and things, and I don't know, I've always found it a weird concept with celebrities in particular, that people can somehow forget that they have like families and children, and do you know what I mean, people rely on them and things. Right, so mine is I found the unrootedness. Thank you for the bitties, Mr. Hawk. That is highly appreciated, my friend. As always, every little bit helps. That's my bad pun of the day. Let's try and keep that mine at least a little warm, right? Pemmican, sure. Drag those things. I have quite a bit of steel slag. I like being number 1. I've noticed. I should leave it on reset weekly then. Mr. Hawk, by the way, if you want a shout out in my streams, all you have to do is auto host me, and I shout out all hosts, whether it's automatic or not. Just so you know. And yes, I'm going to be completely honest about this, and this is me literally trying to get more auto hosts. I'm not going to lie and be like, yeah, I'm just trying to help out. No, I want more people hosting me. But if you've not got me on an auto host and you want a shout out, then that's a good way to get like basically a daily shout out from me. If I didn't plug my own, haha, we'll keep that in mind. No worries, man. That's the thing, is I feel like some streamers, I'm not going to name them, but I feel like some streamers are a bit, I wouldn't say misleading in what they do, but there's definitely a little bit of not the whole truth kind of oh, pardon me, I just hiccuped. Not the whole truth kind of deal going on. And I'm honest about it, do you know what I mean? I do want more hosts, because hosts can help grow your channel. But at the same time, I like to try and give back to those. No worries, man. I like hosts of all sizes, and if you need any help, please jump. You're on my Discord, right, Hawk? Yes, you are. If you need any help, please feel free to ask me on my Discord. I hate, and I, with a passion, absolutely hate streamers who don't help out other streamers. Like, the only reason I got into streaming was because Box McLeod, who jumps in my chat from time to time and is my main hoster, by the way. He co-streams on YouTube and Twitch and refuses to become affiliate, which I think is awesome. Even though he's well into the possibility of it by this point. But he refuses to become an affiliate because he doesn't want to stop co-streaming on YouTube. I was talking to him on YouTube, and then I ended up coming over to Twitch, and he taught me through how easy it is to do. How does one auto host? So there's two ways to do it. The easiest way is to go to your own channel, right, /host gaming on the spectrum with a space between host and gaming on the spectrum, but there's no space in my name. And then a little pop-up will say, is you're now hosting gaming on the spectrum, would you like to auto host? And you click yes. That's the easiest way to do it. There is also an auto host list under your settings, but seeing as there are two setting pages on Twitch, because apparently that makes sense, I'm not going to try and get you to do it that way. But that is how one easily auto hosts. But that only works when somebody's live. If you don't want to, you can go through your setting pages, and it's when you're on your dashboard on the bottom of the settings, and then on the, I think the first or second tab, there's a thing what says host options or something like that. But don't hold me to that. And then you click it and it says auto host list, and then you search for the person you want to auto host and add them. But yeah, I absolutely hate and adore, abhor, I don't know that word. I just find it stupid when people don't help other streamers. I think streamers, for the most part, are a team. Like, obviously we're in competition with each other, but at the same time, I don't care. I don't know, man. I probably should care. Maybe that's why I'm not bigger than what I am. But as long as people don't come here and outright advertise, like if you came here and went, right guys, I'm going live, everyone come and watch me, I probably would follow it with you. But coming and asking about streaming and tell me like when you started and what you like and don't like about streaming things is all perfectly fine by me. Area revealed. Oh, look at that. Cause that ain't concerning. I need to build a roof over that, don't I? Build a roof area. Yes, I do. Beavers! Oh no, because I have loads of trees here, honestly. There I found it in the settings. No worries, man. You should be hosting me now. I shall check, but it's not come up as an as a pop-up or anything, which it should do. Oh, I don't even have my dashboard open on my computer. Guys, this was kind of a rushed stream. I wanted to be early for once, so I rushed the intro. Sorry, we're having a restore session. Yeah, boys, it worked. By the way, guys, I love beavers' free food. Man, I should go and hunt them. I'm just doing something in the background first, though. So according to this, you are not currently hosting me. If you set me to auto host, the list only says it shows up to 10 auto hosts on the list, so I can't see it. But you still need to manually host me if you want to host this stream. But yes, beavers are pretty decent free food. Where are they at? I have very few trees. So you're going to be going hungry, beavers. Do beavers actually eat trees? I don't think they do. Huh, is it this? Are you here, beavers? Let's play Spot the Beaver. So far, I see no beavers. Maybe they like, shit, there's no trees, let's just go. Well, guys, I think the beavers left. Shame. Although there's like no trees on this map, so I'm not surprised. I have blight here and forgot, but I have enough food. That is not the end of the world. How much food do I have? 2100. Oh, Hawkster OE. I don't know how to say your name. But anyway, Mr. Hawk has hosted me. Thank you. Mr. Hawk is in the chat. Say hi, Mr. Hawk, so anybody watching knows who I'm talking about. He just gave me a host. It is highly appreciated, my friend. I will have to come and catch one of your streams at some point. I believe I've already caught one, but there's nothing wrong with catching more, right? Mr. Hawk. Everybody, most people are Mr. or Miss on this channel unless they explicitly... why are you naked then? Do we just have no clothing for you? Guys, we've got no spare clothing. Quickly. Guys, let's make some clothing. We have Mr. Gold Coin. We have Mr. Exception. We have... I don't often say it, but we have Miss Hev. But I don't think she's a big fan of it. I've never asked... Chloe, do you want to be called just Chloe or Miss Chloe? What's your preference? Just Chloe. Yeah, that's fine. Or Chloe. I will try to remember Chloe, but that is a bit of a strange name for me. I've never heard somebody go by that nickname, so... That's what my husband calls me. Ah, fair enough. Within the Wolf Hybrid, thank you for the host, my friend. Going off the fact I didn't get any kind of notification, I'm guessing it was an auto host, but might not be. Who knows? How is the husband anyway, Chloe? I really don't like it. I'm going to stick to Chloe if that's okay. I don't really like shortened versions of names in general, I've realised. Like, my partner's name can be shortened to a three-letter name that I'm not going to say because my partner's asked me not to talk about them on stream all that much. Like, give out personal details and things, which I think is completely acceptable request. But yeah, so my partner's name can be shortened down to a three-letter nickname, but I just hate it. I hate, like... He's at work now. Yes, but that didn't answer my question. How is he? Is he doing well? He has no ill health or anything? I don't know, okay? I'm trying to make conversation. I'm really bad at it. Small talk has always been like my worst skill, to be quite honest. Always has been, and I just kind of accepted that's the way it is. Cargo pods, oh cargo pods, what have you brought me, cargo pods? Smoke leaf, sure. He's okay, no ill health. That's good to hear. Last thing we want. Small talk can be weird but helpful at times. I know. I like it, the fact that 2 people in my chat are autistic because they completely understand all the random crap I'm saying. What most other people would be like, huh? Other autistic people are like, yeah, I completely understand what you mean. It's like all my cloth. That's one good thing that I like about slowly building up like autistic viewers, is that when I talk about like the weird tendencies that autistic people have, they just go, oh yeah, I'm the same, and you're just like, this is awesome. Especially when talking to girls or boys, depending on who you are. Why not just say, I don't know, what would you say? Prospective partners? I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, I get what you mean. When trying to court or find a mate, whatever else you want to call it, small talk is so awkward. Smoke leaf joints. I shall sell you all I have. What should I buy from you? I will buy wood. Guys, this trader's going to give me wood. Oh, all the woods, guys. This trader would give me all the woods. And I'm gonna buy 100 chem fuel. There we go. There's nothing worse than when someone started a conversation with you and then the conversation's fading and you stand there awkwardly staring into space. Yeah. It's like me and my mum don't sleep very well, but because of my mum's like medication and mental health needs, at night she's kind of not all there. And then so she'll talk to me at night and it won't make any sense, and I'm just stunned there staring at her like, okay, think of something to say, god damn it. What do I do? Because my brain just can't. Attack by a polar bear. Everybody, defend. Don't kill my muffalo. Come on. Why are these turrets not doing anything? Muffalo. We're gonna lose our muffalo. Oh! Well. A group of mechanoids is attacking Frost Peak. Oh crap, they have to go here, don't they? Let's see what it is first. A Lancer, not great. Right, everybody. I really wish, guys. One time, just double check on chat. Green Chloe, or just start silently each other, or you forget what you were trying to say, and both of you are just standing there. Yeah, that happens a lot with me. What I do really wish is I could click like this. That's a right click, and drag, and give them the command to move, to line up. Do you know what I mean? Rather than going like this and just blobbing, dragging, and letting go. And that would be helpful. If that mod exists, can somebody tell me, please? Alright, pause. Right, is everybody ready? We're going to go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, everybody, move. He's going to turn an attack straight away as soon as we pop round. Or is he? Oh, no he's not. Zombie, get your ass out here. Where's the rest of our people? Oh, they're over there for some reason. I get very nervous when ordering food at places like Starbucks because I always stumble over my way. Me too. What's worse is when you're on the phone to a takeaway, and once again, I have to keep saying this so that everyone is aware. I am not a racist individual, but when you're talking to somebody foreign over the phone and you kind of like mumbling your words, they can't understand you, but because they're like, excuse me, and then you get more anxious and agitated, so you mumble more, and then they understand you even less, and it's one of those really awkward situations where you just have to go, here, partner, or here, mum, can you please order food, because you can't do it. And then Just Eat came about, and you don't really have to worry about that anymore. I can't ring a taxi. That's the one thing I can't do. I have to ask somebody else to, whether it's a friend or a family member or my mum or my partner or something. But I'll message my mum and say, I'm at this place, can you ring me a taxi? Because I don't know what it is about ringing taxis, but I get so anxious ringing a taxi. I just can't do it. I just freeze up every time. I had to ring the benefits line this week, or next week, should I say. And I'm shitting it because I hate them. You'd think that when you're ringing the disability benefits line, they'd be more understanding, wouldn't you? But they're not. They're not at all. Drive-through is a godsend. If I could drive, it probably would be quite helpful. Have you been treated? Yeah. Oh. Nothing's missing, at least. Polar bears, leave my animals alone. If I talk too gassed? Why are you talking gassed? I did not know you knew other languages. I'm like that with streaming. I know what you mean fast. I'll talk and I'm just talking and filling out like the dead air, and then I think, and they go, yeah, I agree. I'm like, shit, what did I say? What is it you agreed to? And you'll hear me do it. I'll openly admit that I got no fucking clue what I've just said. I don't care. I've done it quite a few times on stream. Yes, I agree, but I feel like disability benefits are even worse. And then you have to sit there for 20 minutes listening to and you're like, my god, I that just makes me want to stop ringing on its own. I like Vivaldi. Vivaldi is pretty good composer, is that the right word? Whatever. But my god, when you've heard it, the same like 20-second piece part of the piece played over and over and over and over again. Yeah. And I feel like that music in particular, not Vivaldi, but where they play a very short part of it over and over again, makes your anxiety way worse. I know it's there to make you feel like the line's not been cut off, but just no. Just please pick a better piece of music. HM government. Or if you're not going to pick a better government, I just shout and hope for the best. My doctors have the Umbrella theme song from Resident Evil for the whole music. Well, how does that go? My doctor has a dead weird one. It might be that. I do like that. I just shout and hope for the best. Isn't that what most people do at a drive-thru? Can I have 3 Big Mac meals? Can I have 2 with milkshakes and 1 with Diet Coke? Chicken nuggets. Alright. And then they talk back to you, and it's like, yes, so you want 3 chicken nuggets, and then you want chicken nuggets. And you're like, yeah, that's fine, don't worry about it. In actuality, you've got no clue what they said back to you. Mr. Exception, welcome to the stream. We're talking about anxiety right now. Well, social awkwardness, but mostly social awkwardness caused by anxiety. How are you doing? Everyone behave yourself, the mod is in chat now. Wait a second, technically I'm a mod. Huh. I forgot that I'm a mod. Who's gonna break? Well, just... Right, everyone's going to be restricted to indoors for a while. It's getting a bit cold out. I feel like roofing this entire area, you know. Should I do it? Yeah, I hate crowds. I run a local autism support group, and we're about 6 of us at most ever turn up. And my biggest fear, I know this sounds really weird to most people, but my biggest fear is it becoming like popular, and I have to deal with like 15 people turning up, and I'd have to like talk to them all and all that crap. I don't know. That's just my biggest fear in life. My biggest fear is my project working out well. But I'm presuming you guys understand that. How are you ordering McDonald's? We're just talking about like how annoying drive-thrus are and anxiety inducing and things. I'm glad you heard my McDonald's order though. I don't actually eat McDonald's. I'm a Burger King kind of guy. Just in case anybody's ever wondering. These should all be close enough to build. I want to roof off this entire area, which seems like a really weird concept, but the reason is this should warm it up slightly. And it'll stop me getting hypothermia. I put way too much work into what's meant to be a mining cart going to be abandoned, but as you know, with strip mining, we're going to be here a while. I'm not really following any particular pattern. I'm just hoping that these are all close enough that it's not going to collapse, which they should be. I don't like potato, Chloe, so I have a side salad anyway. I'll just don't have a side. But I cannot stand eating potatoes. So who has the better fries just does not concern me. That seems like a... Right, we're being raided. 2 mechanoids. Which way are you going to come? This way. Guys, defense positions. Oh, I've not even looked who you are. So we got... What the hell is that? A Lancer. Oh, I can see it's a Lancer now. Everyone's restricted to indoors. Let's let the turrets deal with it. Can you order me some flapjacks and McNuggets? I'm doing okay, by the way, man. I've finally, after having massive computer issues yesterday and having to sort that out, and then obviously being poked, prodded and probed by the medical people yesterday and being drugged, so I wouldn't have streamed very well anyway. Why don't you like potatoes? The texture. The texture goes through me. I can't eat. But yeah, as I was saying, I forgot, what was I talking about? I got distracted by the potato question. Everyone's set to no drugs anyway. He's a little injured. "15 shots remaining." One down. Ooh, direct hit. I am having fun, and I wouldn't quite say like I'm good, but more medical tests are never good, right? So you just gotta put up with the crap that comes with it. I also hate situations where I get put on the spot, which is why I put off streaming for so long. And then I was like, fuck it, let's do it. 1 second, guys, I'm gonna sneeze. Alright, sorry about that, guys. So our mechanoids are being brought in. I definitely need to start pulling them apart. Have we got set anyone to do that? Have we set any builds for it? No, we're not. I built this to pull mechanoids apart and I didn't even tell them to do it. No worries, man. Have a good time at work. And thank you for stopping by. It was appreciated. Not much going on at the moment. Animals. Oh, a muffalo is pregnant. Nice. Caribou, we are going to eat. Is this like a silly thing and waste of time to try and build a roof over this much of an area? Sure. Do I care? Also, no. I'm just trying to. My guys keep getting hypothermia. This is one problem when dealing with such a cold climate. Is hypothermia you deal with a lot. Gotta prepare for that toxic fallout. Oh, I don't give a shit about toxic fallout. I've got that many resources. I'm basically self-sufficient. Basically self-sufficient inside. So I just restrict them for a while. This is dealing with hypothermia. Hypothermia is it's fairly bad in this game because you can just lose hands and things, and then I have to deal with making more prosthetics and bionics, and yeah. That's same with this. Like, that's why this is linked like this. Like, it's based. I was gonna leave it free here, But by having doors there, I stop heat escaping and transferring and things. But if we do get toxic void, it does help as well. That's why if you look inside, my mine is heated. Indoors minus 50. Why is it minus 50 indoors? It shouldn't be. So, minus 48, minus 47. This should be heated. If I grab all of these and reset them. Are they on? See, current power use is on low, so they're not heating. No, they're all wearing cloth because I'm lazy. I could do, but the thing is, I could do better. But I'm not min-maxing, I'm just having fun. So, you know. In here, is it cold out here? When I've got all these heaters, so I don't know why they are not heating. Power grid, we got excess. Current usage on low. Indoors. Alright, let's toggle them off and on and see if that fixes it. One thing that about this game, what I'm appreciative of, but one thing about this game that I'm appreciative of, but I have to say, and also kind of annoys me, the fact that you can build roofs that take no resources. Ow, I whacked my foot. That's never a good thing. Note to self, don't kick your computer. And then we'll re-toggle them and see. Are you now using power usage low? Why? Why are you not heating in here? It's clearly cold enough. Right guys, I'm gonna try a reload. I'm not gonna load my most recent autosave. And see if this fixes that. There's quite a few bugs in 19. And I think I'm finding all of them, to be quite honest. And we'll see if this fixes it. If not, maybe a game reload. And then we'll see from there. Current power usage low. Right guys, so these are set. Target temperature 16. I'm going to reset them all. Target temperature turn to 1. Inside is minus 45. Current power usage low. I don't know what's going on. I can't wait till 1.0 comes out and fix all the bugs. Basically, this release, beta 19, was meant to be 1.0 release. But what happened was they noticed there were so many bugs in it. They decided I'm going to save and quit game and then come back. Hopefully that fixes the problem. They noticed there was a lot of bugs in it and thus decided to do another beta release. And the best of my knowledge was 1.0 should have been the massive content and look and update for the way it looks. But in the end it turned out not to be because of obvious issues with bugs. So 1.0 is going to be just basically a massive bug fix. And what was I going to say? 1.0 is going to be the bug fix, and beta 19 was the thingy fix. What do you call it? beta 19 was the content released, I guess we'll call it. Load game. Let's see if this works. Power usage low. Guys, what the hell is going on? Indoors, minus 44 degrees. It is 100% indoors, covered by roofing. But power usage is low when the target temperature is 21. Reset target. This is what I mean about... the stupid bugs in the game. Like, that should be heating my mind. Right? My only thought is... No, they are built roofs in this area. I thought maybe if they couldn't build roofs in that area. Is there a limit to the size of area what the heaters will heat? No, but the heat, that's not how it works in the game. If it's one continuous area, the entire indoor area will always be the same temperature. Just so you know. There's no like heat transfer in continuous areas in this manner. They can heat, right? Unless that's changed in a recent release. Do I have wood? Right, let's build. Let's split the mine here and cut off this chunk and see. Maybe that will fix our problem. Cutting off a big chunk of the mine. Doing that, and I'm gonna build one here as well, cutting off this chunk of the mine because it's not needed, and we'll see from there. And then we'll see how that goes. If it is a just can't heat that size of an area, we'll soon find out. Chloe, I hope this isn't too personal, and if so, please let me know. But are you on any like antidepressants or anti-anxiety medication? Just because that massively impacts your ability to join the military. If you don't want to talk about it openly on stream, but do want to talk, then just hit me up on a private message on Discord, and when I'm free, I'll get around to replying. I know that is quite personal now I've said it, but it's been fucking said, right? I was when I was 17, but I'm not on any now. That's nice. There is a time limit. Hev, what's the time limit on that? I know you know it. How many years? I'm pretty sure you're well outside of that time limit, but... Trev and Fern. Oh, nice. Nice. I might talk about anything personal. I'll answer anything. Okay. I'm very similar to that. I'll answer most things. There's some things I don't want to answer on stream. And obviously I'm not going to answer for other people. Like, I'm not going to talk about my partner when they don't want me to. It's 6 years. Well, I'm glad you know, because I have no clue. I've never really had an interest in the military. It's been fucking said, got me. Well, it's true, isn't it? It's when you're live streaming, whatever's said has been said, and you've kind of fucked it if you say something bad by that point. And I feel like that's where a lot of people kind of shit themselves with streaming, to be quite honest, is they're like, well, what happens if I say something wrong and this happens? And it's like, you just gotta roll with it, man. You just gotta talk and hope you're good at talking your way out of problems if you ever get in any. Subscribe with Prime. Thank you for the Prime subscription, my friend. Damn, that is nice of you. That's why I got to remind my friends that I bring on stream not to say anything too bad. Yeah, man. You do have to, especially I have a stream chat on my Discord that I sometimes use, but I'm always so scared of using it because, well, if they say something racist, that's on me. Realistically speaking, can we prioritize building these doors, please? Man, I do really appreciate that. And as I have told you even before you subscribed or gave any bits, if there's anything I can do to help, please let me know and I'll try my best. So when did this stop heating my mind? Like, at what point did it say... Well, I think it was when this opened up. Oh! Oh, I think I get it. Do you know this goes off the map? What if the game doesn't register that as a wall? But it registers as just open. Somehow. Do you know what I mean? Let's test this few. I can't build the door though. I'm gonna build a wall like here. Then what time is it? I'll wait till tomorrow and prioritize you building that. Rainbow Road, my friend. I'm glad that you're using my my emoji, and that's my current working theory is how this cavern opens up onto the edge of the map. I'm thinking that might be fucking up the game. I do like that, have that your local history is preserved in such a manner. We have a similar system where I live, where like local newspapers are archived and things. And we have, where I live, I don't know about where you live, have very good local newspaper. Like, local reporting is pretty amazing, to be quite honest, where I am at. We have like 3 newspapers for my small town. Which is quite impressive when you think about it. What's wrong with you now? Unsightly environment, then somebody fucking clean up, you dirty bastards. Let's set them all on 1 on cleaning and let's hope somebody cleans. I'm considering going volunteering at my local archive simply because Heather's kind of inspired me to give it a try. But I don't know, because my local archive is my borough. Although my town is small, like as a number of people who live here, the actual area of the borough is quite large, which means you're choosing to wear like Yorkshire Terrier skin clothing. It's not my fault. So it's quite a distance for me to get when I don't have a car or anything. That does sound pretty cool, Hev. Alright, who's on set construction here? Let's try and get this wall built. Like I said, my working theory of like it won't hit my mind is this. I'm fairly sure that's why. Because obviously there's a reason why when you go to construct, if I go structure and say build a wall, in my opinion there's a reason why this line is here. And I think it might be something to do with some kind of like something to do with the way the game works. That's what I think. It's like near me, Chloe. Near me, there's an old mill, like very old mill, and it was used as a local college for a while, and then it was sold off to a developer who decided it would be too expensive to develop it, so it's been left to rot. And I hate that. I hate, like, it's right off a main perk, and I hate going to the perk and just seeing this rotting old building because it is absolutely stunning. And when it comes to things like its electrics was all modernised and everything, so the most expensive parts of renovating it were already done by the college. Like making sure it's up to fire code, like electrical standards, water and all that was already done. I mean, all that's been ripped out now because people who's illegally gone on site and stole all the copper. So all that's been undone. But at the time, all the electric outlets and things, it was all modernised. So what does become one of the more expensive jobs of renovating such old properties was already sorted. And I hate it. I really want to go and see the Terracotta Army. And my biggest worry is that that building, the old mill's going to get ripped down soon. For housing or something. I've been in a couple abandoned buildings, and yes, it is dangerous. By the way, guys, I would never recommend doing it. An old church, for instance, and things. I do want to go and see it. The Terracotta Army. What I think that is amazing about them, by the way, is the fact that every single one is different, like all the faces and everything, and it's very difficult to just make up faces from scratch, which means they're all modelled off real people. An old church would creep the fuck out of me. Man, this was a massive old church. It's annoying because the church in question is like a 5-minute walk from our town centre, and it's prime real estate, and it's sat there left to rot. I really do think it should be CPO'd, which is a compulsory purchase order, and renovated into either a church or a community centre or something, because man, would that be a good place for it. I'd love to go to like any national museum. But one thing I do love about the London Museum is I believe it's free. Or very cheap entry. I'm pretty sure the London Museum is like one of the most affordable when it comes to national museums. Yeah, one of the main reasons why I've not been is the business. I don't think I could deal with that many people. Most museums are free. Yeah, but like the French National Museum isn't. The German National Museum isn't. I want to visit the UK. Are you American Hawk, if I remember correctly? You're more than welcome to come and visit us, and I believe Americans can visit visa-free. I am. I thought so. But yeah, the problem that we got is national museums are now becoming a paid thing, which is ridiculous in my opinion. But I guess they have to make money somehow, right? Man, if you ever want to come and visit over here when I'm a massive streamer, that's me joking by the way, and I'm at TwitchCon, come and visit. But seriously, if you're ever in Britain, let me know, and if I'm nearby, I will meet up. Sounds like it'd be fun. Once you plug to this hole, are you now heating it? Yes! Right guys, so we have worked out the issue. Just so you know, that would be fun, it would. Chloe, if you ever have this issue, if you have any part of a building or cave network or mine network that goes off the edge of the map like this, it will refuse to heat it. I got to get money first, don't we all? So I can deconstruct and cancel and cancel. I don't know where the hell that muffler is going, but okay. But yeah, just so anybody who plays RimWorld at all, if you're building a mountain and a cavern leaves the edge of the map, you can't heat it. I'm glad that I worked out that in the end. Because now inside is, I mean it's still cold, but minus 45 to minus 13 is, in my opinion, acceptable. Reset you all to be 21C. I'm going to cancel you getting rid of that door though, because not heating in here is really helping us maintain over here, which is where we're currently mining. Man, we have all got to get money, and it's shit because, well, no matter what you do in life, unless you win a stupid amount of money on the lottery, you're forever going to be a slave to it. Money, that is. For most people, you're always going to be a slave to like 2 or 3 things in life, and that's money, love, and some kind of social acceptance. And that's just natural human wants and needs in life, you know. How's the audio sounding? Because this game audio sounds quite loud to me, but I can never tell. I would love to get paid streaming. I'll turn this into my dream. For me, it's not. I'm one of the few streamers who I'm like this now. This is my favorite type of streaming. Chat ticks over enough that I can pay attention to it, and it keeps me entertained. But it's not ticking over to the point where I kind of Muffalo 3 has died. Malnutrition. Oh no. But why? We have lots of rice about, right? And then I'm going to have beer storage inside here. Man, I completely get it. But for me, as somebody with social anxiety, the idea of having like 1,000 people in chat is almost as anxiety inducing as having 1,000 people in a room in real life. I know that probably sounds weird to people who don't have anxiety, but, you know. I was super depressed as a kid, but watching his videos always made me feel better. Man, I know the feeling. I was, and still am, somebody who suffers with mental illness and depression. That's just who I am. Like, I have accepted that. And as such, sometimes you have bad days and good days, and quite often I'll go and watch other streamers when I'm feeling like shit. And they cheer you up. And that's one of the reasons why I stream. And the other reason is people like Heath and Chloe, who comes and just talks openly about autism, and Exception, who comes and talks openly about mental health. That's the kind of shit what I want. You know? That's why I have redundant power connections, because that blew. And if it wasn't for redundant, I wouldn't have a unified power grid anymore. So when building your power grid, have redundancy. That is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, but that's why I stream, is I'm streaming to make other people happy. And I think it works. Although I can't be sure. Are you guys happy? Are you guys more happy watching me stream? That's the question I've got to ask. So I should be able to pop like that there. Oh, and that's gonna fit the quite nicely. Like that. Yeah, me too. It hasn't really changed, but now I have an outlet to keep my head up, living with my best friend. Yeah. I feel like having the correct social support network around you is a massive part about being able to manage your emotions well when you have things like depression. So mine is now up to -7, despite the fact that it's -33 out, so I'm quite happy with that. I smiled and laughed more than if I wasn't watching your stream. Well, then I'm a happy bunny. I really do appreciate that I've managed to make you happy in some way. I wasn't actually diagnosed with autism. See, I was diagnosed what back then was considered early, but now it'd be considered really late. I was diagnosed at 10 years and 8 months old. Interesting fact. Can I have somebody on smithing? What about you? I want somebody to start ripping these mechanites apart, you see? I forgot to put the recycling out, and now my recycling bucket is full. Great. Partner, could you please remind me to put the recycling out at the end of the stream? Thank you. I'm really bad at remembering basic things like that. But this is one thing that I love, is I'm building up a community where people feel comfortable coming talking about these things. And that is awesome. Because if you go back 10 years, the idea of going and just randomly talking about your mental health on the internet, on anywhere really, would like, it'd be terrible. Nobody would do it. So the fact that we can now, the fact that people can have streams for mental illness, well, mental health in general, or people can have streams about anxiety or autism and things, and it work out fine, shows that we are progressively moving in the correct direction as a society. It's just, it's going to take time, like, well, everything else in the world, right? I didn't really find primary school all that bad, simply because primary school just couldn't be bothered dealing with me. So all they did was just throw me in a room on my own and left me to it. Yeah, I know what you mean, man. Man, don't worry about terminology. In America, terminology is different to Britain. Like, for instance, I don't know how Chloe feels about this, or Heather for that matter, but for me, And for a lot of people I know who are autistic, using the term Aspie is like very rude. It would be like saying, please, this is not how I feel, but this is what we're saying. It'd be like having somebody who's mentally limited and calling them a spacker, which one of my friends does, and it's really annoying to me. It'd be like on that level here, whereas in America, Aspie is the normal term to call autistic people. So when I'm on autistic groups, and there's Americans on there saying like Aspie, I get really frustrated. But they have to remember it's a cultural thing, and I talked about this on a streaming group the other day. There was a girl who was on stream who comes from Asia, and she was eating food, making horrible noises, and like talking with her mouth full, and chewing with her mouth open and things. All the Western people like, that's horrible, ew, that's disgusting, and making slurping noises and eating a pad thai, whatever pad thai is. I'm guessing something from Thailand. I'm guessing. Anyway, and that's how they were eating it, and in much of Asia, that's completely acceptable. So this girl was very, very upset. She was only like 16, 17. And I was saying, it's a cultural thing. You know, you can't take a culture from such a vastly different place and come to a Western group, which Facebook and Twitch is very Western. It's a well-known fact. And expect it to be fine. Like me, I talk way more American on the internet, typing or speech. Not in the accent, but in like just a few little things than I do with my local accent. And that's just because you just have to you just kind of have to absorb the culture that you're trying to relate to, you know. Are you on hold fire? Let's take them off hold fire. Let's do some damage. By the way, guys, I don't do an American accent because I can't. I'm not gonna try. It's starting to get cold over here in Britain, in my opinion. And then you two hold fire. You guys, good doing your job. And of course, orders and unforbid those lot. We just kind of ruin those guys. Imagine having a uranium slug hit you though, as a person. That's gotta hurt. Man, that does sound weird weather. Oh, -4 now. -3, -4. Nobody's getting hypothermia in the mine, which is what's important. We got -3, Chloe. Not -3, we got 3 degrees, sorry. I was talking about the mine then for a second. Here the other morning. And damn, did that feel cold. Especially because I run a server in my bedroom. Going from my bedroom to, like, outside was like going from Spain to the winter time here. That's how it felt. And I mean, I know it wasn't really the same distance, but you know what it is. Oh god, it's 54 Fahrenheit right now. We don't understand Fahrenheit. Okay, I don't get it. I don't get it. I usually just convert on Google, but obviously I'm streaming, so I can't just go and convert stuff on Google. Is that warm or cold or what? Right, dumbass America. I mean, I'm not going to call you dumbass because, well, in fact, I'm not even going to say it. This one country that's landed men on the moon, yeah, you did it using metric measurements. The one time that America tried to use imperial measurements to land something on Mars, it burned up in the atmosphere. Just putting it out there. I just realised I've not published my videos on YouTube that I should have done yesterday, but yesterday was a god awful day, I tell you. It's 32F to 0T. Yeah, but the problem is, it's not like 31 degrees Fahrenheit is not 1 degree Celsius. But do you know what my favourite temperature is? Minus 40 degrees. Do you know why? Because, right? In fact, does anybody know why minus 40 degrees is my favourite temperature? Because I don't think that's how it works, Mr. Hawk. Because when it's minus 40 degrees, it's minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit and minus 40 degrees Celsius at the same time. That's why. Right, let's do that. You're right, we would all be dead. For not teaching me. Interestingly enough, did you know that a law was passed in America to metrify, maybe? I don't know. To like officially go metric, but it never ended up going through. And then the law was repealed. Just thought that'd be interesting for you. By the way, guys, don't forget. I just realised, I just having a quick gander at my YouTube channel, just realised that YouTube decided to not publish my videos in the order I told it to. So, like, stream 18 came out before stream 17 on YouTube. Which is not the end of the world, right? Stream 18. So I need to put stream 19 live now. Yeah, I mean, there were other reasons why Prohibition didn't work. The reason why was because everyone still got drunk. It's like, in Britain, in a lot of, counties in Britain, they've just stopped. Unless you're carrying, like, a full ounce or more of marijuana, they just leave you to it and don't bother to give you a warning. Because that many people in Britain are smoking weed that, if you convicted them all, would have more people in jail than not in jail, pretty much. So a lot of them are not even finding people who smoke weed anymore unless they think that you're dealing it. Which I think is a really interesting concept when you think about it. It's something that is illegal and is against the law, but they're just like, yeah, we're not going to bother. I also don't see an issue with people who want to smoke weed. Like, why is it okay to smoke tobacco or cypher? Why is it okay to smoke tobacco or drink alcohol and destroy your body that way? But it's not okay to smoke weed. I understand weed may damage your mental health. I get that. It's possible. But at the same time, what's worse, damaging your mental health or your physical health, you know? Like, I don't see much difference in it, so for you to say, kinda legal. Exactly, man. That's what I mean. Like, tobacco gives you cancer. So, where's it? Where are you going? Uh, behind the line. Come on, man. What just happened? Did you see the shake then? Like something exploded. I didn't get it. Did something land? A meteorite? I don't know. Problem solved. But yeah, I mean, I'm not brave enough to admit if I did or did not ever smoke weed or do. But if I did smoke weed, and if I have ever smoked it ever, I would say that in moderation it's fine, like most things. Did my turret just explode? Holy shit, man. Why? What? Eh? Yay. There goes a uranium turret. I'm guessing this went zzz. No, but no, it can't have. Did they just randomly explode sometimes or something? What the fuck? To me, it's no different than drinking, but alcohol can actually poison you. Exactly. Like, I'm a home brewer, so obviously I do drink. But I don't smoke. I pretty much don't do any drugs, unless I'm prescribed them, of course, and things. And my opinion is, any drug what isn't really that addictive should be legal, and we should just tax it. Do you know what I mean? If you want to smoke weed, which a lot of people smoke it for pain and anxiety issues, you should be able to go to your local pharmacy and say, I accept the health risks, I'm going to buy it anyway, and buy it and pay the tax on it properly like you should. Does that make sense? Nah, fair enough, Hev. I'm not saying that everyone should smoke weed. I'm not saying that I ever have, would, or do. But it's a choice where I think people who are an adult enough to have an informed decision. If you can make an informed decision about joining the army or having kids, or do you know what I mean? Well, having unprotected sex or drinking or smoking, why can't you make an informed decision about knowing the dangers of weed, marijuana, whatever you want to call it, and then choosing to smoke or not? Now, if it's illegal, I'm not going to say people should do it and break the law, but I'm questioning why is it illegal. Right, guys, I need the bathroom, so I'll be back shortly. Please continue to talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. I'm going to be keeping an eye on chat, even though I'm nipping to the bathroom, so please keep it civil and safe, and don't get me kicked off Twitch. Alright guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. That's just my life, the way it is. I might actually build this, heat it, and have it for animals, and I think another farm might be handy for me, just hay grass or something. I was thinking about, Chicago Rusty, thank you for the host. I was thinking about Prime subscriptions. And, alright, yeah, I did press play. And when you look at how much, like, they pay, because for per Prime prescription, I think we get, like, $1 something. Should I check if it's updated yet? What's the easiest place to check? Log in with Twitch. I'm gonna check Streamlabs because I think that gives me the information I need, and it's quicker. I don't think it does actually. No, it just says basic. I'm trying to work out how much money that gives it away out of your cost of cost of Prime, and I feel like if everybody who bought Prime got it, like sub to somebody, I feel like they'd stop doing it. But I wonder how many people have bought Amazon Prime, not for like Prime Media, that is like the Kindle info they have for Prime, and you know, Prime Music and Prime Video. I wonder how many people bought Prime simply just to use the subs whilst getting, you know, the delivery. Which, if that's the case, basically they're subsidizing the cost of Prime for other people. I just think it's an interesting concept. So we've now ripped apart all of the mechanites. One sec guys, I need to move my chair. There we go. I somehow managed to move my non-wheelchair while it's getting up, but there we go. Are all my animals happy? Are you mine? Yes. Health. Pregnant, that's fine. You. Health is fine. So yeah, they got food and whatnot. Although, we are running out of rice. In here, I'm going to build a storage zone, stockpile zone, whatever. And put beer in it, because it's like a beer fridge, right? This storage, clear all, and then we're going to say is important. What would it be under? Items? No, an item. Manufactured. Do you know where? Anybody know where beer comes? Drugs, or under drugs? Where it should be, because alcohol is a drug, guys. So I've been streaming for about 2 hours now, guys. I said 2 to 3 hours is my usual time. I don't know how much longer I'm planning to stream. It just kind of, when I decide I'm done kind of deal. But I try to aim for at least 2 hours. And it depends on you guys as well. The more active my chat is, the more likely I am to stick around. Because it's just fun when chat's active. Well, we have fine meals. Guys, go and eat your fine meals. So this has a shooting arc, essentially can shoot just past that to there and up to there. I'm wondering about mining a bit off this and giving it a wider shooting arc. From here to here. Because they could hide run. I don't know. I don't know what to do. We got all this as well that we could. That's 800 steel. That's 1600. So we're talking like 1650, 1700 steel sat there in slag. What could be melted down? No, not that interested. How are we doing with rice over here? Oh, we got so much rice. 3,000. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a trade. I'm going to send another contingent of steel into Frost Peak, and coming out of Frost Peak we're going to grab food and fuel. So we're going to grab all the fuel we got. And how much rice can we fit in here? It all? Okay, maybe not it all. Grab like 1,500. That seems like a good shout. And we'll send you some herbal medicine and all the smoke leaf, because we don't have somebody obsessed with drugs at the other place. And then we send clothes. Guys, I'm cancel. Why am I doing them all? I think I only need 2 of them. All the fuel. 1,500 rice. What else were we sending? Guys, I forgot. It's like I just suddenly was. Oh, smoke leaf. It's like I was just suddenly distracted or something. And clothes. I could have actually just used 1 pod, but oh well. I'm loading 2 now, I'll just fucking load them. So they're all loading the pods on either side. And then we'll obviously do the switcheroo of resources. And that's basically how we've been surviving for quite a while here now. And we'll also get them to manufacture more fuel whilst we're here. We'll do it 15 times. Some like random foreigners added me on Facebook, and I don't know why. Happens a lot. Like, I don't mind people adding me on Facebook, but at least message me and say, hey, I've just seen you on Facebook, don't know who you are, but you look like a cool dude or something. So, you know, I don't know. It's fine, load everything else. The spam accounts on Facebook, really? Yeah, and usually they're like very derogatory pictures of women with like large exposed certain jiggler parts and things. You all know what I mean. Can we stick a solar panel there? I'm literally just trying to squish solar panels wherever I can fit them in. I mean, I could chop off a bit of that and stick a solar panel there quite easily. For now, we're going to pop it here. And I'm like, no, coffee, I drink a mixture, but if I go to like Starbucks, I have coffee, obviously, but at home I'm a tea drinker because, well, I'm British for one. Americans just don't know what a good cup of tea is, that's what it is. Like, come to Britain, have a real cup of tea and then see what you think. I watched an American make a cup of tea once, and do you know what they did? Right, guys, are you listening? They, I almost feel traumatized saying this, but they put milk in before taking the tea bag out. Before taking, everybody knows that causes some weird chemical reactions that completely messes up the flavour of the tea. Everybody knows that. You just don't do it, guys. Just don't do it. Yes, you do realise that tea has milk in, like coffee has milk in. I think you're thinking of something completely different. Yes, what do you mean, excuse me? You do realise tea has milk in, right? What about them fruity cold drinks? Do you not like those, Heather? Yes, exactly. Although I like very little milk in mine, but that's mostly just to reduce my overall calorie intake. But yes, tea should contain milk, Hawk. Mr. Hawk, sorry. How rude of me. I've never heard of that. No, who mentioned fruit tea? No, I'm not on about fruit tea. I'm on about them blended fruit drinks, not fruit tea. It's like fruit juice and ice blended, but it's not really fruit juice. It's like fruit concentrate and ice blended. They're like mango and mixed berry and things. I don't know. I don't mean fruit tea. My partner just come running over and been like, "You said it." I'm like, "No, that's not what I meant." Yeah, but they're not really smoothies. I don't know what they call them. Are they called coolers? Are they called coolers? I'm trying to think. Because a smoothie contains like milk or ice cream or something, in my opinion. And real fruit. But it's not real fruit, it's just like a fruit flavoured concentrate blended with ice and things. I believe coolers is beer. One sec. Let me do a Google, guys. I'm gonna sneeze. Start. And Starbucks mango. Why are you in split screen phone? I didn't tell you to do that. Thank you, Chloe. I think they're called frappuccinos. I think that's what I mean. But that's not quite what I mean either, because they're very creamy. This is like not a creamy thing. And that's what's irritating me is I can't find it. I don't go to Starbucks. Maybe I should look at where I actually go, which is Costa. I will find this. Yes, they are called a cooler. I was correct. I really need to go fill up my car, but cannot bother to fill it up with what? Get an electric car, and all you have to do is plug it in every night. Are you guys not hauling? I mean, I know you mean fuel, by the way. I'm just joking. But technically, there are multiple liquids in the car. Petrol and electric cars are super expensive. Petrol cars are not. Petrol are well cheap. Diesel cars are the expensive ones, and electric cars for that matter. Don't get me wrong, but they do. Oh, I've got blight. Great. They do pay for themselves over time. Right, an electric car is cheaper to run, cheaper to tax, and usually cheaper to insure as well. Which means if you can get like a Nissan Leaf or a Tesla if you really want to go high end, the cost of running it is so reduced that over time it makes sense. Especially if you have solar panels on your home. I can't afford a new car. My car is an '05 Corsa. Ah, fair enough. Maybe someday. I'd love to own an electric car. Maybe not a Tesla. Maybe not like a luxury sedan. But, you know. I put this in completely the wrong place. Have any of you guys ever had teeth out, by the way? Like, adult teeth, not kids' teeth. I've just got a question for you. Oh. What do I want to sell or buy? All these clothes we can sell. I can always make more. I had 2 wisdom teeth removed. Okay, basically when I got knocked off my push bike a few years ago, and I managed to crack basically all of my back teeth. Most of them were saved, but I had to have my 2 wisdom teeth on my bottom jaw taken out and my main molar on my right hand side. No, yeah, my right hand side. And when I yawn, it aches where the teeth used to be. Is that normal? Should I like go and see someone about that, or just deal with it? There's no like, if I poke it, it doesn't hurt. There's no infection or inflammation or anything like that. I'm due to see the dentist soon anyway, so I'll probably just mention it whilst I'm there. But I'm just wondering, does anyone else experience similar? But yeah, most of my teeth are filled with fillings, not because they were bad, but because when you get hit on a push bike at 40 miles an hour, you get your jaw hits your teeth. Okay, I'll mention. So I'll mention it and just see what they got to say. But I just want to make sure there wasn't like an emergency. What I should have seen the dentist about in that situation. I could like stick it here. I think I rid of that, but I don't think I will. I have to admit, the hardest part about playing this, what I've found so far, is managing power. Did you get compensation? No, it was the stolen car that drove off. So they never caught the person who did it, unfortunately. I've actually been hit on my bike 4 times, and every time they drove off. 4 times in almost 8 years, so once every 2 years. Drivers don't give a shit about people on bikes, especially push bikes. Yeah, it is, and people wonder why people in Britain don't cycle. Yeah, the feeling I get is it's like an ache. It's nothing like toothache or pain. It's a weird. I can't really explain it. As a Jeep driver, I dislike most bikers. That's because most bikers are absolute twonks. Like, I mean, I don't know what the laws are like in America, but it depends here. For instance, you have to give a biker by law 1.5 meters in every direction. If you don't, as a driver, you're breaking the law. You can be fined like £400 for that. But yeah, in Britain, the distance between any part of your car and any part of a cyclist should be 1.5 meters. Whether that's in front of, whether you're behind the cyclist and they're in front of you, 1.5 meters. Whether you're in front of the cycle and they're behind you, the cyclist should purposely try to keep 1.5 meters. And if you're passing by by the side, once again 1.5 meters. I hate when 2 people cycle next to each other. It's rude. Why is it rude? A car, for instance, takes up more width than 2 cyclists next to each other. I mean, I don't do it for safety reasons. I cycle, and Chloe, you're gonna hate me for this, but I cycle square in the middle of the lane, and that's because legally that is where I should be. When you go on a cycling course, they tell you to cycle bob on right in the middle of the lane, like if you was a motorbike or a car, because that's where you should be. That's where you're most visible. That's where car drivers pay most of the attention, and most importantly, that's where you're the least likely to be hurt. Every time I've been hit, I've been down in the gutter at the side of the road. But yeah, as far as cycling 2 abreast, that is completely legal. Now you see, Hawk, I can see where your issue is with that. But in Britain, like I said, if a car is passing you by and not giving you 1.5 meters, then there you go. They're not blocking the road any more than you're blocking the road, Chloe. Just because they go slower, you can't blame that on them. Most roads in Britain have a 20-mile-an-hour speed limit anyway, and most cyclists are doing 15 to 20 miles an hour. So if you're going faster than the average cyclist in a housing estate, the chances are you're breaking the law. Just putting that out there. And like I was saying, 1.5 meters in every direction is what you should give a cyclist. So even if the cyclist is bob on square in the gutter, you still shouldn't be able to pass. I fully believe that pavements are in nowhere near enough good of a quality in Britain to cycle on. In fact, if I could cycle on the pavement without damaging my wheels, I would. See, this is where it's different, Hawk, than American Britain. In America, legally speaking, a cyclist is counted as a pedestrian in most states, which means they should be on the sidewalk. Where in Britain, a cyclist is considered a vehicle, which means they should be on the road. And there's an inherent difference between the laws and the belief in America to the laws and belief in Britain. Well, no, but the reason they're not allowed on the motorway or dual carriageway is because they can't manage the speed. Technically, a cyclist can go on a dual carriageway if they can maintain, 50 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour? But yeah, technically, as long as you can maintain the speed of the road, you can be on it, just cyclists can't. I have seen one cyclist once on dual carriageway doing like 50 miles an hour, scary. American cars way more than British cars, by the way. But yeah, but the problem is, as a cyclist, we have pedestrian level cycle lanes in my town being built, and they're awful because you get people who are walking 3 miles an hour. If you're averaging 25 miles an hour like I do on a push bike, the speed difference is so gross. It's such a gross speed difference. If you hit them, you're gonna seriously hurt both of you. Where in a car, if you're doing 20 miles an hour, the fastest a car should be doing on most roads is 30 miles an hour. You'd be surprised, some cyclists can manage 40 miles an hour. Yeah, I mean, you have to be pretty physically fit to manage it, but some can. But I do agree, man. See, yeah, no, I've said that 25 to 30 miles an hour is on average for any competent cyclist on a decent bike. Yeah, very true, very true. And that's the thing. What gets me is, I'm told by law I have to be on the road. A lot of the time, I would much prefer a network of cycle lanes that I could go on, but they don't exist. Britain has an amazing network of canals that they could easily turn into a cycle network, but they don't. Oh, I agree with that. A cyclist skipping a red light should get a fine. If anything, I think the fine should be worse for a cyclist than a driver. What also gets me is when cyclists don't wear helmets. I think if you're caught on the road not wearing a helmet as a cyclist, you should be fined. The same way, if your bike isn't in correct condition, if you don't have working brakes or anything like that, you should be fined. If you ride in an unsafe manner on the road, you should be fined. I hate it how cyclists get this kind of that's because you can't make. The thing is with having a lot of cities in Britain have very narrow roads as it is, built in the Victorian times. You can't exactly, not have them on the road. But and that's my issue with cyclists in general. Is if you want to be on the road, be on the road. But like me, I'm a road cyclist. I read the highway code every 2 to 3 years, which is better than you can say for most cyclists, for most regular drivers. I don't agree to needing a license, Chloe, because that the whole idea is of trying to get people to cycle is it's easy. But I do feel like if you're caught doing bad things in a car, you have to go to one of those awareness courses. I feel like what's the word? Like if you're caught being a shit bike rider, I feel like you should have to go on an awareness course. And in Britain, by the way, there is a road cycling license you can apply for but almost nobody does it. Like, it's impossible to find a training center, because I wanted to do it. But like I was saying, I read the highway code every 3 years. I know how the road works. You also have to be understanding that you are on a push bike, and there are multi 1 to 2 ton boxes, like driving around you at your speed. Be a little bit respectful. Yeah, cycling proficiency, that's what it's called, Heather. Thank you. And that's the thing, so these things do exist, but they're just so difficult to get a hold of, and they're so expensive, it's unreal. The only thing that I'm glad about is that you've not brought up car tax for cyclists, because I would have shot that down very quickly. But for anybody who is watching and wondering why I said that, because in Britain, Mr. Hawk for instance, in Britain you do not pay car tax. You pay road excise duty, which is based on your emissions. But yeah, so it's based on how much CO2 you output when traveling. Seeing as people are carbon neutral, unless you eat oil, seeing as people are carbon neutral, you would never pay tax. But that's one thing that I hear of a lot of drivers. But what I wouldn't mind for the council to do was any adult bike worth more than £300 should have a 5% tax on them. And that tax goes specifically to building cycle infrastructure, because I do believe cyclists should pay for their own infrastructure. So yeah, in the Hawk, just so you know, in Britain, if you have an electric car, you don't pay any road tax. Well, vehicle excise duty. Road tax was done away with back in the 90s, I believe it was. But yeah, if you have an electric car with no emissions, or you have a very efficient car with very few emissions, you pay pennies. You pay no tax for an electric car, and you pay pennies for low emission cars. Like Chloe, for instance, apparently doesn't pay any road tax in air quotes, because it's not called road tax. Because I'm presuming if you have a small car, it fits well within the emission standards. Or is it due to the age? I know older ones are also not affected by it. Ooh! Head shut off. Head shut off. Right kidney destroyed, and 2 to the... Man, them uranium turrets might be expensive to run, but they get the job done fairly well. I only pay insurance and some other tax. Fair enough. Yeah, it does take a bit of skill and getting used to head for that. I mean, the reason why we have tax, by the way, isn't overall total emissions. It's because we have very polluted... Because streets in Britain are so narrow, the pollution sits in the valley of the street in cities and poisons people. So because we have a national health service, i.e. Because everybody pays for everybody's healthcare, essentially, to be... You know what I mean? Universal healthcare, that's what it's called. Because we have universal healthcare, we tax cars in order to pay for the health costs of running cars in narrow streets in cities. I can get an electric car. I live in a flat. Very soon that will change, Chloe. The government is wanting to make it so every third lamppost will be an electric car charging station. But yeah, that's why we tax direct emissions, it's called. Because the direct emissions that release like particulates damage your lungs. And actually most recent research has found that the particulates given off by diesel cars in particular can pass through the body into the blood, through the placenta, and can even cause genetic damage to unborn babies, which is a little scary. Yeah, we're not quite there yet, Hawk. Yeah, but she lives in a flat, so she doesn't have a driveway. I'm presuming is what she was getting at. So nowhere to put one. But in Britain, the idea is we're going to have a network of charging stations throughout the entirety of Britain using our existing power infrastructure. That is, what the fuck is it called? That is our lamppost network. We already have a power infrastructure in place, and because we've recently switched. See, I didn't know what that means. It's like an apartment, Hawk, like an apartment. But the thing is, in Britain, all their lampposts were high pressure sodium light bulbs until recently. So our cabling in that side of the lamppost, now that we switched to LED, can handle like 10 times the current that they're currently handling. So to charge cars on it makes sense. No, but do you have like a... There's one on the local council car park actually, where I live, Chloe. There's 3 of them. I was wondering when you was gonna go. Man, run to work. Run as fast as you can. Have a good time at work, man. I'm gonna be stopping streaming shortly anyway, guys. So you have a parking spot at your apartment, so you could get an electric charging point installed. A new law being passed in Britain, hopefully being passed in Britain by the way, would make it so that every new build has to have an electric charging point automatically installed when it's built, after 2025 or 2023, which would make owning an electric car a lot easier. See, look. Out here, outdoors -8, in here -2 because we have that in here. That seems like a waste of money. Which one? The new build one? Because if so, I don't agree. You already have all the electronics basically in your house required for it. It's just installing an extra plug. Like, it won't be high-speed charging points by any means. It'll just be like a standard level 1 charging, which means it would only cost an extra maybe £100. But when you think a new build house costs like 100,000, it's a 0.1% increase in cost, which is not a lot, or even less, because like £100,000 houses are quite rare these days in Britain. No, but actually after 2040, everyone will have to have an electric car. A law was passed in Britain early this year where by 2040, selling new ICE vehicles, internal combustion engine vehicles, will be against the law. You won't be able to buy them. Every car for normal people after that point will be electric. And seeing as most houses last 100 or more years, it makes sense to get charging points installed now rather than later. That's the thing, is you have to... It's easy to say, well, not everyone now owns one, but you have to plan for the future in this situation. When you think the actual added cost is very little, and the added benefit is very large, because putting them in when the house is being built is easy, but retroactively fitting them is a pain in the fucking ass. So it makes sense to chuck them all in anyway when everybody's going to have to buy electric. We've had quite interesting discussions today. If you can't tell, I'm building another farm like this, but it's gonna mean I'm gonna have to chuck in some... Why have I built wind turbines over here when I can anyway. So we're gonna throw in a couple wind turbines and trying to diversify our power like that. I don't like new builds they have. I'm presuming you mean no character. I agree, I live in a new build. But they're cheap. A lot of new builds are cheaper than a lot of like older character filled things. And they're cheap to build, and right now when Britain already needs 4 million new houses just to house its own population, forgetting about population growth over the next decade, we have to start questioning methods and things. They're not cheap. No, cheap to build, not cheap to buy. Just to clarify. Especially for councils, which is kind of important. Another one other thing that irritates me about Britain is the fact that in Britain, what did you vote in Brexit? I don't talk about what I vote, but from my current political views, I'm surprised that you can't work it out. I'm pretty sure we have a don't talk about politics in my rules. So anybody know what my chat rules are? I don't even know. I should write them down and stick them to my monitor or something. But anyway, another interesting thing. Oh wait, shit, I forgot what I was talking about now. I completely forgot what I was going to say. Another interesting thing in Britain, I do remember, is that local councils don't get money from the government basically anymore at all, but they're also not allowed to borrow money to build new social housing, but they're expected to build houses. Explain how that works. I mean, the biggest problem that we've had in Britain when it comes to social housing is complete mismanagement. Like, if you took all of the money that came in from all the rent of all the houses you own as a council, you could easily build more houses, and that would increase your income, and it would snowball. Right to buy kind of fucked it up a little bit, but every time you sell a house, you should have to build one, in my opinion. That should be the law. And with the council got such a long waiting list for housing that they should be allowed to take mortgages out and buy houses off the housing market. Because if you're making enough money to cover the cost of a mortgage, which most council houses do, then you should be able as a council to apply for individual mortgages for properties and just do them. Oh no, I understand how the current housing situation works, and I do not agree with housing associations at all. My council's literally just recently got rid of the main housing association and repatriated, we'll say, all social housing in the area. So we'll see how that goes. But the council doesn't actually pay them to build it, interestingly enough. They build them and give a percentage on a long-term lease to the council. Right, guys, I'm going to call the stream there. Thank you, everyone who has come to watch. You're watching Game on the Spectrum. I'm your host, Ben. Catch me in a future stream. I have a Discord and YouTube if you're interested. I should probably post it now, but I can't be bothered. Have a good day, night, morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is where you're at. I hope it's going well for you guys. And last but not least, as always, is cheerio.